They stand like statues carved from stone, eyes fixed forward, faces betrayed by no emotion. Hours pass. Crowds gather, cameras flash, tourists whisper and wave, yet there is no response. No blink, no smile, no acknowledgement. To the casual observer, the royal guards appear almost superhuman in their stillness. But behind that unwavering facade lies a world of rigorous discipline, intense preparation, and profound dedication that few ever truly understand. The life of a royal guard begins long before dawn breaks over the palace grounds. At 4:30 in the morning, when most of the city still sleeps, the guardsmen rise from their barracks. There is no gradual awakening, no snooze button, no leisurely stretch into consciousness. The alarm sounds once, and within moments, feet hit the floor. The routine is sacred, unchanged for generations. Silence fills the corridors as men move with practiced efficiency toward the washrooms. Personal grooming takes on a significance far beyond civilian standards. Every detail matters. Hair must be trimmed to precise specifications, measured to the millimeter. Fingernails are inspected for cleanliness and proper length. Shoes are polished until they reflect like mirrors, each stroke of the brush deliberate and thorough. This process alone can take an hour. A guard learns quickly that perfection is not an aspiration, but a requirement. The uniform itself is a masterpiece of tradition and precision. Layers are donned in specific order, each piece positioned exactly as regulations demand. The tunic must hang just so, buttons aligned in perfect vertical rows. The belt sits at an exact height, buckle centered. White gloves are pulled on carefully to avoid any wrinkle or smudge. The ceremonial bearskin cap, weighing nearly 2 pounds, is settled onto the head with practiced care. In full dress, a guard may carry 20 pounds of uniform and equipment. Every element has been worn by countless men before him, each piece connecting him to an unbroken chain of service, stretching back through centuries. Before any guard takes his post, inspection is mandatory. Senior officers move down the ranks with eyes that miss nothing. They examine boots for the slightest scuff, uniforms for any thread out of place, weapons for perfect cleanliness. A man may spend 2 hours preparing his appearance, only to be sent back to correct a detail invisible to the untrained eye. This is not cruelty. This is the standard. The guard represents something larger than himself, and that representation must be flawless. The march to post is conducted in absolute silence. Footsteps echo in synchronized rhythm across stone courtyards. Each guard knows his position, his relief schedule, his specific duties. There is no confusion, no improvisation. Everything has been mapped out, rehearsed, perfected. As they take their positions at gates, doorways, and sentry boxes, the transformation becomes complete. The individual fades. The symbol emerges. Now comes the true test. Standing at attention for hours without movement requires a level of physical and mental discipline that defies ordinary human capability. The body naturally wants to shift weight, to ease tension in tired muscles, to respond to discomfort. These impulses must be conquered entirely. A guard learns to distribute his weight in ways that minimize strain. He masters breathing techniques that maintain oxygen flow without visible chest movement. He trains his eyes to maintain focus on a distant point while remaining peripherally aware of his surroundings. The conditions are rarely favorable. Summer heat can be merciless. The heavy wool uniform traps warmth and sweat pools beneath layers that cannot be adjusted. Winter brings its own challenges. Cold seeps through fabric, numbing fingers and toes. Wind cuts across exposed faces. Rain soaks through to the skin. Yet the guard does not flinch, does not shiver, does not seek shelter. The elements are simply another test to be endured without complaint. Crowds present constant provocation. Tourists approach, sometimes within inches, attempting to elicit a reaction. They make faces, tell jokes, pose for photographs pressed against the guard's side. Children wave. Adults mock. Some test boundaries deliberately, stepping over lines, touching uniforms, trying to make the guard laugh or break composure. Through it all, the guard remains silent and still. This is perhaps the most difficult aspect of the duty, this requirement to be treated as an object, an attraction, while maintaining the dignity of a soldier. What the public does not see is the intense training that makes this possible. Before any guardsman stands post, he has completed months of specialized preparation. Physical conditioning pushes the body to its limits. Parade drills are practiced until movements become automatic, but the mental training is equally crucial. Guards learn meditation techniques, focus exercises, methods of mentally separating from physical discomfort. They study the history and significance of their role, building an internal conviction that makes the sacrifice meaningful. The hierarchy within the Guard is clearly defined. Junior members watch and learn from veterans who have served for years. There is wisdom passed down through observation and quiet instruction. A senior guard knows how to lock his knees without fainting, how to detect genuine threats while ignoring harmless distractions, how to maintain alertness during the fourth hour of stillness when the mind begins to wander. These skills are not written in manuals. They are lived and shared. Night watches bring a different quality to the duty. The crowds disperse. The cameras stop flashing. In the quiet darkness, the guard's role shifts from ceremonial to practical. Now he is truly a sentinel, watching for real dangers, listening for unusual sounds, remaining alert while the world sleeps. The cold deepens, fatigue accumulates. Yet there is something profound about standing guard in the deep night, about being the wakeful protector while others rest in safety. Relief comes in scheduled rotations, but even this is executed with ceremony. The changing of the guard is itself a performance, a precise choreography practiced until it appears effortless. Footsteps must land in perfect unison. Rifles are presented at exact angles. Commands are barked with crisp clarity. The incoming guard takes position and the relieved guardsman steps away, maintaining perfect bearing until he is out of public view. Only then, back in the barracks, do muscles finally relax. Only then does the human emerge from beneath the uniform. The unseen sacrifices extend beyond the physical demands. Guards forfeit normal social life during their service. They miss family gatherings, celebrations, quiet evenings at home. Relationships strain under the weight of long absences and demanding schedules. The pay is modest. The recognition is limited. Most guards serve in relative anonymity, their individual contributions absorbed into the collective symbol. Yet, they continue. Year after year, generation after generation, men volunteer for this duty. They submit to the discipline. They endure the hardship. They stand in silence while the world passes by. And in doing so, they preserve something essential, something that transcends the individual and touches the eternal. There is wisdom embedded in this ancient practice. The Royal Guard teaches us that true strength is often quiet. It does not announce itself or seek applause. It simply performs what duty requires, regardless of difficulty or discomfort. The Guard demonstrates that discipline is freedom, that the ability to control oneself grants a power more profound than any external authority can confer. In standing perfectly still, the Guard reveals the value of patience. Our modern world celebrates speed, efficiency, instant gratification. But some things cannot be rushed. Some duties require the willingness to wait, to endure, to hold position while time passes. This patience is not passivity. It is active, purposeful, demanding. The silence of the Guard speaks to the dignity of restraint. In an age of constant expression, of immediate reaction, of every thought broadcast to the world, there is profound strength in choosing not to respond. The guard shows us that we need not answer every provocation, need not defend ourselves against every slight, need not prove ourselves to every skeptic. Sometimes the most powerful statement is no statement at all. Above all, the Royal Guard embodies the concept of service larger than self. Each man who takes that post understands that he represents something beyond his individual identity. He is a link in a chain, a keeper of tradition, a symbol of continuity and stability. His sacrifice honors those who served before and prepares the way for those who will serve after. In this, there is meaning that transcends any single life. We may never stand guard at a palace gate. We may never wear the ceremonial uniform or endure hours of perfect stillness, but the lessons remain. In our own lives, we face moments that require discipline, patience, silent strength. We encounter duties that demand sacrifice without immediate reward. We must sometimes hold position when everything in us wants to move, must remain silent when we long to speak, must endure discomfort in service of something larger than ourselves. The Royal Guard stands as a reminder that these qualities, dignity in duty, patience in hardship, strength in restraint, are not relics of the past, but timeless virtues available to anyone willing to cultivate them. In a world that often celebrates the loud, the flashy, the self-promoting, there remains profound power in the quiet fulfillment of responsibility, in the steady hand, the calm presence, the unwavering commitment to duty. This is what the guards protect, not just the physical gates and doorways, but the principle itself. They stand so that we might remember what it means to stand for something. They endure so that we might understand the value of endurance. They serve in silence so that we might hear the deeper truth. That true nobility lies not in seeking recognition, but in doing what must be done, simply because it must be done, with excellence, with dignity,